Good morning, coaches. This is your wake-up call. I'm Sandy Budana. Today is Monday, August 22nd, and there are 10 days left in Team Cup. And if you are leading a team or you are on a team, I just wanted to remind you there is still time for you to qualify for Success Club, because if you qualify for Success Club, which is 5 points, and you're on a team, you qualify for the 90-minute training workshop with Brendan Bouchard. I want to just share my screen for a couple of seconds here to look at the teambeachbodycup.com website. If you haven't taken a look at the leaderboards, here they are. We have Team Elevate at the top right now, but this is just to show you that coaches from all over are on a Team Cup team and are putting points on the board, helping a lot of people in August. And it is still going on. And I'm very, very excited because 10 days, anything can happen. So please, please, please get together today. It's Monday. Start, regroup and see how you can link arms with your 4 other teammates on Team Cup and get it going. Also, a little over a month ago, we were at Coach Summit. I know it feels like 6 months ago, but it was just a little over a month ago. And we watched Brendan Bouchard probably give the keynote speech of a lifetime. So funny. He did not even give us slides because he kind of built that whole presentation on the fly. If you remember, it was about aliveness and connectivity. That was so great. And so I texted him a little while ago and I said, hey, that 90-minute training webinar that you're going to do for Team Cup, can I give it a name or a title? Or like, what is it going to be? Is it going to be more of what we did at Summit? And he said a little bit, but I'd like to call it the Advanced Confidence and Communication. Like, really? Seriously? I mean, that is all that we need. So excited about that. I hope you all are too. And congratulations to those of you who are already achieved Success Club in the month of August. I'm going to move the call forward to Darren Ashby, who has names to read of coaches who've moved their businesses forward. Good morning, Darren.
Good morning, Sandy. How's it going?
Going very well. Thank you. I'm going to I'll step aside here and take it away.
Excellent. All right. Good morning, coaches. Here we go with our newest Diamond coaches this week. So if you know any of these coaches, don't hesitate to reach out to them today. Give them a little shout out, a little congratulations. But here they are. All right. Congratulations to Mary Lou Baralt, Chandler Bargeron, Brittany Cabrera, Teresita Cobian, Stephanie DeSaro, Marie-Pierre Delange, Christine Godim, Kate Herbrechtschmier, Sierra Jimenez, Nicole Manning, Christy McLaughlin, Anna Moricott, Agatha Mukamazima, Jacqueline Olmos, Liz Roberts, Jackie Rodriguez, Eleni Soles, Taya Sonnenberg, Amber Sullenberger, Sydney Tomka, and Michael Toddy. Your newest Diamond coaches last week. Way to go. All right. Our newest Star Diamond coaches, here they are from Canada: Kim Fitzpatrick, Dominique Reeves, and Lauren Stokes. Way to go, guys. New Star Diamond coaches. And our newest 2-star and an additional Coach Business Center. Congratulations to Nicolette Anderson. All right, coaches, that is it for me today. Congratulations to everyone on the call. Let's move it along and welcome to the call, Keyshawn Graves. Keyshawn, are you there?
I'm here, Darren. Thank you. What's up, coaches? Happy Monday. We have a few announcements for you to... Oh, do I need to take you out? Let me take you out. Darren was just going to watch me. Okay, we have just a few announcements for you as we enter into the last full week of Cup Month. I'm so excited to see what you all have been accomplishing so far this month, and I'm definitely looking forward to how you end this month strong. The first announcement that we have is all, of course, about Lift More. The VIP early access is available for everyone. The FAQ is FAQ 3317. and you know that this is a weightlifting program. This is the program that you all asked for. You wanted more time, more lifting, more sweating. So make sure that you are trying the sample workout and that you're sharing the sample workout. Get into the product toolkits that is available in your back office. There's also a hyperlink for Frame.io. It's another version of the product toolkit, but a little bit easier to download so that you can share it with other people. Plus, we have some really cool Lift More apparel. We just want you guys to get stronger and translate that into your life holistically. All right, so we do have that promotion that I mentioned last week. I'm going to re-mention it again just in case you don't know. This is you #showing us your moves. All you need to do to enter into this promotion is post a reel on Instagram specifically and tag at Lift More with your hashtag show us your moves for a chance to win a place in Joel's Lift Week podcast. His Lift Week is happening in September. And so you've seen the lifters at this point in the podcast, in the program. And so this will be your opportunity to be one with the lifters and be a part of his podcast. So the promotion is post your reel, show us your moves, tag at Lift More and hashtag show us your moves. Okay, the second announcement that I have for you, this is, okay, maybe Lift More is not quite your thing. Okay, we have thousands of hours of programming available to you. And you can help someone get started with any of those using your $20 off personalized promo code. The FAQ to the personalized promo code is FAQ 8423. There's also a guide in the Beachbody Champions page that helps you get some tips and ways to use it. We've collected those best practices from some of our top coaches, but this is your personalized promo code that you can use to help someone get started with any pack, with any program that they need to get started with. That's $149 or more. So be sure that you check your email if you haven't gotten it. We sent the emails out a long time ago. And also this promo code, because we just had some recent launches. This promo code includes Fire and Flow, which I know this is the season of the year with back to school and all the things where people might need this holistic approach, this mind, body, spirit approach to their health and fitness routine. That includes Fire and Flow. This also includes Job One, which is 20 minutes a day as people are trying to figure out their schedule and how to make this new lifestyle a real thing for them, a consistent thing for them. Maybe Job One is the program that gets them in. It's 20 minutes a day. Or maybe this is 4 weeks for everybody, y'all, which, in case you didn't know, we have completely restocked 4-week gut protocol. And I don't know about you, but I definitely need some gut punch protocol happening, especially coming out of this summer. So if you haven't relaunched 4-week gut protocol, it might be a good time for you to go ahead and do that. And we are fully stocked to support you. The third and final announcement that I have is that our plant-based vegan Shakeology vanilla chai is still available. This is while supplies last. We have a few more left. And so if you didn't get your hands on it, if you know people who want to get their hands on it, if you did those polls and you didn't reach out to everyone, if you have carts that are still out from people, and this is the share cart. If you have share carts still out from people who were interested and they haven't gotten it, this is your opportunity to reach back out to them. Let them know there are a few more left while supplies last. And the FAQ there is FAQ 1505. This is available in the US and Canada only. All right, y'all, that is all that I have for you as far as announcement goes for this last final week of Team Cup. This is your opportunity to lean into your team and to lean into your strategy and think about the goals that you set at the end of July for August, whether you're on a cup team or not. I don't want you to think, oh, I'm not on a cup team. She's not talking about me leaning into my goals. No. I'm talking to you and everybody on this call. Think back to the things that you said you want to do and the strategy that you know you need to do in order to reach those goals. What do you need right now? What do you need today? What do you need this week? Well, we have an action hour planned every single day this week on the Champions page, Monday through Saturday, even on Saturday. So join us. If you're like, how do I even work this business? I don't want to do this alone. Come do it with us. We would love to have you. But maybe you set the goal to help one person with something every day, whether that be a recipe or whether that be a total solution pack or whether that be energized standalone. What if you made that mindset switch and focused on helping one person every day for the rest of this month? Anyway, regardless of what your goals are, this is your reminder to lean into those, and let's finish this month strong. I'll see you guys next week. I'm going to pass the time back over to Sandy.
Hello, hello. I love the gut punch protocol. That is exactly what it probably is you need a punch to the gut. I need it also. We have a featured speaker today. I want you to tag your coaches. This is a topic that came up right after Summit, and many of you were asking about this topic, which is keeping your day job while coaching, that you get fulfillment from a job that you've currently been working in or a career job that you've been working towards and coaching. So no need to quit and become a full-time coach. You can do both. You can do multiple things. Hey, we wear a lot of hats, right? So this coach, she has been coaching 4 years. She is a 3-time elite. She's also a 1-time premier coach. So she went premier coach, elite coach, elite coach. She's a 7-star diamond. Her team name is Team Positive Vibes. And she has been a Success Club All-Star legend for 53 months. From Atlanta, Georgia, please welcome Brittany Harness. Yes, Brittany, how are you?
Good. How are you? Good morning. It's so fun to be here. It's so cool.
Good morning to you. I am excited about your topic. I know a lot of people were asking me to put somebody on the call who shares this. Please let us know. 4 years ago, you started coaching. Tell us how you got started.
So I have kind of a long history with Beachbody, actually. I had been doing the programs even in dental school. So I started dental school back in 2010. So I was super familiar with the programs. I loved them when I was in school, even dental school, which is pretty demanding. It was kind of easier, right? You have more time and flexibility, and I didn't have to like work and do school and have children. I was just doing school. So I was showing up consistently. But when I graduated, I got into like the 9-to-5 grind, right? And I was working more. I was, trying to pay off some student debt, and I love what I do. So I was working a lot and I got stuck into this grind. So my story is really kind of boring. I always joke about it. I get on these coach sneak peeks with some of my other coaches, and they have these like deep, rooted reasons for why they started. And I'm like, I just needed accountability. I just really couldn't find consistency. And I even remember I ordered Pio on DVD because it was like, I don't know if Beachbody On Demand was a thing, but at the time I still wasn't even utilizing it. And I got my DVDs and I was all excited, and I would do it for like a week or two, and then I would fall off the wagon again because it just wasn't enough. And so I was trying on this 12 different outfits, and I was not comfortable in any of them, right? You know that feeling where you're like, it's not the clothes, it's me. And I just was also feeling really run down, and I was lacking energy, and I was just caught in this vicious cycle. So about that time, I had a high school acquaintance who had recently friended me, and I saw her posting. And I like to always bring this up because if she had been doing her vitals and expanding her network, and she actually friended a friend of mine who she really thought would be like a dream coach. And so she only friended me as like a byproduct of that. And she happened to pop up on my Facebook feed, and I saw her posting, and I kind of crept on her page. And I just, because I had some familiarity with Beachbody programming, I was like, I think that she's a Beachbody coach. I played college basketball, and so I knew what it was like to be a captain versus just a player. And so my wheels started turning, and I thought, you know what, maybe if I coached, I'll show up, because I'm not showing up for me. Maybe if I have other people that I bring along and I'm going to have them do this with me, I'll show up differently. You lead differently from the front. I stayed at practice longer. I sprinted a little harder. I behaved on Greek row. You wouldn't see me like drinking on Greek row during season, because you show up differently when you have people looking up to you. So I messaged Hannah, and I was like, should I just go to the website? She was like, no. So I'm kind of a freak, a unicorn, as they say, in terms of, the coaching world. That doesn't happen a lot. but my story was just kind of boring. I just like really wanted to be held accountable. And I knew that I was not living the life and the version of myself that I wanted to. And so I jumped right in. And my business really didn't have like this crazy takeoff point. You know, a lot of people talk about, you know, their start and when they really started going. I mean, my progression kind of looked pretty steady. And that was okay because I had a day job. And I know a lot of people roll their eyes and they hear this all the time, but it just comes down to doing the vital behaviors. And that was something that I did. And even if I wasn't, you know, always doing everything and checking off all the boxes perfectly, I was making sure I was living proof, right? Proof of the products. And even sometimes if I fell short of that, at the very least, I was always sharing my story on social media, because even sharing when you're falling off track and showing like, it doesn't mean that you just disappear or that you're just off track forever. It means I had these tools to get right back on track. I had this support system to get right back on track. And so even if I faltered and I wasn't perfect, that was okay, because that's really what life is like for everybody. And so I just was constantly thinking, how can I provide value today? So at the very least, just showing up and sharing my story and being proof the products work at a minimum, because sometimes, you know, it's crazy and we can't do every little thing. That's okay. Just keep showing up and doing the things that you can do.
Brittany, I want to tell you that is one of the best lines I have ever heard. And that is, you show up differently when people are counting on you. And that was so poignant, like just exactly what accountability is, and
leading
from the front. I appreciate that. And you're in your office right now, right?
Yes.
You put some clients on hold so you could do this call. So I appreciate you making time for this. So you had an interesting revelation about coaching, and you're still a dentist. So let's talk about this topic, what it meant to you, and just go right into your talk.
I love that. And I was really excited to talk about this because, you know, I've told my coach from the very beginning, I love my job. Like, I'm not going to quit my job. And it's funny because even my patients that, you know, I'm actually 22. I don't try to short myself, 22 weeks pregnant in 4 days. And they're like, are you going to come back? Because they know I already have like a toddler. And I'm like, yeah, I'm coming back. Like, everyone asks if I'm coming back, like I'm going to quit my job, but I love this. I will do dentistry until my hands fall off. I really do. It, you know, of course it has its, you know, its struggles and its pains, but it is something that, you know, fills a cup for me and it brings me joy. And I feel like I'm really good at it. And so it's one way that I can leave an impact on the world. But I think so many stories we hear about people who come and they're trying to escape their job because they're not happy or they're underpaid or, you know, whatever. Maybe they're a stay-at-home mom and they need like this extra purpose in their life. It's something outside of motherhood. And yes, that fills all those cups, but it can also be for somebody who really likes their job. And it doesn't mean that we're trying to leave our job. And the reality is, for me, it makes my job 10 times better. I am a completely different dentist than I was before I started Beachbody, when it comes to my patients, when it comes to my staff and how I interact, the energy that I bring in here, it's just different. So what coaching can do is really enrich our lives at the same time. So doing the vital behaviors, my daily exercise, eating right, digging into personal development, it's not just about what that does as me for a coach is, yeah, I'm checking off these boxes, but what it means is that I'm going to show up and be the best at this job that I can be, this job that I feel so passionately about, that I love so much, because I do want to be really that good for my patients. And kind of how I got started, you know, the other piece of this is that everybody often comes, you know, nobody writes down like when they're 5 years old, I want to be a Beachbody coach when I grow up. That's not like a thing. So most people come into this, whether they want to keep their job or not, with some set of skills from their previous job. And so dentistry's, you know, brought a lot to my life in terms of coaching and how I, you know, talk to people or whatever. It's given me a skill set. But the reality was I had no background in health or fitness. I had no background in social selling. And so one of the things that really helped me was that I was extremely coachable. I had the humility to know that I did not know what I was doing. And so I was going to take all the advice that I was given. And so whatever my coach told me to do, if it was jump off a cliff, I would have done it. But I just did everything that she advised me to do. I showed up, she said, if you're serious, you go to Summit. I was like, okay, I'm going to Summit. I was a baby coach. I got my ticket. I went. Do this training, be on this call, do personal development, which I thought was like totally woo-woo and weird. And I didn't need that and all that jazz. And it completely is probably one of the biggest, impacts on my life that I've had. But she said, Sherry, talk to everybody that you know about this. I reached out to all my family, all my friends. I did the memory jogger that you have in your back office. And then also just sharing on social media, which for most of us is a very foreign concept when we start. I was sharing like once a month, maybe a picture of my dog or me out at the bar drinking, it was not something that I was used to. But what I was able to do was just share, first of all, fail forward. It's not going to look perfect. We look back at ourselves like years ago when we started and we're like, oh my God, did I really say that? Did I really do that? But you can't worry about that in the moment. You just have to be authentically sharing how you're using these tools. So I just would share, according to my busy life, how I was fitting my workout in, why it was so convenient, what I was eating throughout my day, even though I was super busy. And the reality is people think, oh, I don't have time to do all this social media stuff. Adding to your story is just like picking up your phone and documenting your day. It doesn't need to look like this really pretty picture. It can be really imperfect as long as you're just showing what it is you're doing. So I was showing what these tools were doing, like that I had this on demand, that I had these nutrition tools, that I had this amazing group support. I would show a screenshot of like my group and why I could show up, because Sally over here also had 7 kids and she was doing it. So what excuse did I have? But then also I was showing like how that was impacting me, how that was making me have energy to get through my day, and how I was excited and happy to go into my day. The perspective shift that happened just with personal development and coming from a place of gratitude. I think that's a huge thing that coaching teaches us, is the mental transformation that we have the capacity to have, of course, if you're doing it. But just consistently sharing that on social media is what is eventually can build a really good pipeline for you to be able to keep this business going and have this nice steady growth. I have a lot of girls on my team. We have a powerhouse team, and a lot of them do this full time. And so sometimes it can be a little scary to think like, well, I'm not going as fast as them. Is this going to work for me long term? But I just really try to stay in my lane and say like, that's not what my trajectory looks like. That I'm working full time and I can't do all of that. So that's okay. And so I had a slower build, so to speak, but it can happen if you really want it to. So I just really shifted my mindset, being from a space where I was in a healthcare field, like social selling was very weird. So I had to get over myself and just start, shifting that mindset from I'm selling something to this is rude of me not to share this amazing gift with everybody else, right? People think in their head because there's maybe a financial benefit for them that somehow makes it icky or weird. Those presumptions that a lot of us have when we don't know anything about network marketing or, sharing on social media. But the reality is, like, if we go to a really good restaurant and they say, hey, we really appreciate your business. If someone comes in, we'll send you a $20 gift card. If they refer you. The food was good. The service was good. It was healthy. It was affordable. Like, you love this restaurant. Are you all of a sudden going to not go share about this because you have a financial benefit at the end of it? Like, no, we're going to share about it because we want to share an amazing thing with our people. It's in our instinct to be able to share something that works for us, and people do it all the time. I share about hair stuff or anything that provides value for people, I share about it, but that includes this incredible solution for people, right? It can be done if you have the passion for it. I started reading this book that I highly recommend. It's called The Gap and the Gain. I know a lot of girls on my team are reading this. And it kind of really gave me a lot of clarity, I think, on why I've been able to have success is because I'm not organized. I have no systems. I am the definition of a hot mess. My mom, my husband, my staff will tell you, like, I don't have any of those things down. So my success in this business had nothing to do with being organized. But what I do come with is that my energy comes from the fact that I wasn't really doing this out of a need, right? Like I started just because I wanted some accountability, but I didn't have this need to make more money necessarily. Everybody can, make more money, but I didn't have this like desperate situation. I just was here because I thought I could help myself, and like that would be really cool if I could help some other people. And when you help your first person, it changes everything. It changes everything. So the author describes the gain as living your life based on intrinsic motivation and harmonious passion, which creates flow and high performance. And so I used to use the word obsessed. Like when people ask me, like, how do you do what you do? Even though you're like clearly don't have any of your ish together. And I would be like, I'm just obsessed with this. But I think obsessed is the wrong word because that implies this unhealthy attachment that I don't have. I just truly had this passion for this business and helping other people. Once I saw what it did for my life and what I could do for other people simply by cheering them on and holding them accountable, like what an incredible gift. And so every spare second I had, I wasn't playing Candy Crush. I wasn't scrolling social media or I was focusing on this business, and it didn't matter if it was 2 minutes. I would be on my phone responding to messages or connecting or engaging or anything that checking in with my challenge group. Any little minute amount of time was spent on this business because it meant something to me. And it wasn't out of this external kind of obligation. It was a really internal motivation for me. My advice to my new coaches is to really spend time figuring out what is your drive, like what is your why. And the beautiful thing, this business, it can evolve, right? My why when I started is very different than my why now, my intrinsic motivation. But also there's that very consistent piece of, what would my life look like if I didn't do this? And I just don't know what my life would even be. I just don't even know.
Brittany, you said something about the coaching is not an obligation for you. Like it wasn't a necessity for you. So you didn't approach it like you were desperate, and I think that is the beauty of having other careers or having other things going on in your life, so that it is not just this, icky, salesy, desperation type of coaching. I think that you handled it out of choice. Mm-hmm. Would you say that's true?
For sure.
Or I'm just making that up. Brittany, that was excellent. And I really want you to talk about what you've had to develop in the last 4 years. I mean, I call it superpowers, but really it is what coaching has helped you build in your own toolbox of skill sets. So I'll let you take that.
So I think I have this genuine ability to really live in this. What would my life look like if I didn't have this? And that's so often, forget the income, forget the time that I spent on my phone and how often I hear no and all, the negative things that bring us to these brinks of like, oh, I'm going to quit. The consequences of quitting are too high for me. I think coming from a place, again, where I didn't necessarily need this as a business or as a serious income allowed me to just really keep my perspective to helping people with this solution because of how it really helped me in my life, an experience. And that's why we say be proof of the products. It's very easy and natural to talk about something that you feel passionate about if it's working for you. So you do have to work what you have to utilize the tools. But it never felt like a job for me to really connect with other people. I have so many Instagram connections that they're not even my client. Half the time I don't know if they're a client or not. And it has no impact on like how much time I'm spending in my direct messages with them, just truly engaging and connecting with people and being there as a source of inspiration, motivation, inviting them to this beautiful gift so that they're ready. So when they are ready, I'm there for them. I was never really dependent on whether or not they said yes. Like my full investment wasn't on a yes or a no. And that's not to say I don't really do a good job getting people to a yes. Sometimes my team refers to me as the obstacle ninja. I will try to get people to a yes, but the reason I try so hard is very little to do with me or Success Club or any of that jazz. It's because I feel passionately about getting them this solution because I truly feel like it can change their life. My physical, my mental state, like I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't be the dentist. I wouldn't be the mom. I wouldn't be the daughter, the friend that I would without these tools and without my physical and mental health being where it is. And that's all because of Beachbody. So it's impacted my my physical and mental health. And like without coaching, I know that I would be a lesser version of myself. One of the main reasons I think people fail is because they quit when it's hard, right? They quit because they have a few bad months, or they have coaches that quit, or they struggle with priorities and they blame this for like the reason they don't have time. And so they're like, well, this is the thing that has to go. But I really urge my coaches to go back to like, what does your life look like without this in it? Every business and unfortunately, for me, this has grown into a business, but that's not where it started. But every business has people who quit. Every business has hard days and hard seasons and ebbs and flows, but what is our heart in this business? And I say that too, like my heart in dentistry is a lot harder than what I have to deal with coaching. And not to say that, it can't be heartbreaking at times and that it's not hard, but you have to really put things in perspective and say, what does my life look like without this in it? And the other piece is that it's not an all or nothing thing. A lot of people think if I can't put 100% into this, then I'm just not going to do it. But, what if you miss out on helping that one person a month because you just totally walked away? Like that 12 people a year, that's kind of a lot. Or even if it's one person a year, that's an impact that you're leaving on the world. And if you're already going to be showing up for yourself, which you want to, and you should, you might as well, be sharing it and helping other people along the way. And you can take your foot off the gas without like just totally breaking and getting out of the car. So we always say on our team, never quit on a hard day, and really kind of remember what your life looked like before this. And is that what you want your life to look like again?
This was a mindset call that I didn't even know I needed this morning. I'm serious. You made such good points. And when you come to it from a place of at least helping one person, like you said, that was the best day ever, is when that first person you helped, said something to you. I am so appreciative of you getting on the call today and sharing why you do both. Not how you do both, but why you do both. It's fulfilling to you, satisfying. So thank you so much, Brittany. I really appreciate it. And, over on that Coach 411 page, people are asking questions. Maybe you can go over there after the call and answer. And thank you so much. Great work on this call. Stick around till after the call. And we have 10 days left in Team Cup. And are you a player? Are you a leader? I mean, you just heard from Brittany. She was an, former athlete, and she knows what hat to put on and leading from the front. And what was that I love, that you show up differently when people are watching or when you're held accountable to others. That is such a great thing to remember. And I think as parents, we also show up differently to our kids to role model. Anyway, that's your wake up call this morning. Have a great week. Crush it on Team Cup, and we'll see you here next week. Thanks. Bye-bye.